Hello and welcome, everyone. I am Kylene Cox, and I am one of your co-hosts for this incredible summit. I hope you are enjoying your time so far. I hope you are seeing that you already are connected to your intuition, channeling, and mediumship. I hope you are seeing you are doing this, and you've got this. Welcome to my presentation. Today, I'm going to be talking to you about the everyday magic of mediumship. Let's take a nice deep breath and be who we are, because we know this is just another form of communication. And just like we are always communicating, we can do this. So I'm going to be sharing 4 myths and 4 truths about mediumship. And I will be helping you through meditation connect to what your clair senses are. You have all of them, but just like a muscle, some are stronger than others. And just like a muscle, that means you can strengthen all so that they are all playing in the game. So go ahead and get comfortable, and let's dive into my first myth. All right, my first myth that I am here to say, which might be unpopular, is that there is this myth of being another side or a veil between the worlds. I'm here to tell you there isn't. There is no veil between these two worlds. Let that sink in for a second. How does it feel to you? I truly believe that when we put this veil or talk about there being another side, it is a form of convenience or it is a limit that we are placing on ourselves. And I'm here to say, and I'm here to invite you to release that limit. It no longer serves you. Just as you are a physical being in this life on this earth, you at the exact same time are a spiritual being, an energetic being existing. There is a transition out of this physical being, just like there is a transition into this physical being that moment we're born. Yes, there is that transition. However, this is not a veil. You are always your spiritual, energetic self. That means you can always connect directly in, and you are connected to that spiritual, energetic being that you are and all the other beings that there are. Whether this is loved ones that have passed, your spirit team, angels, guardian angels, the higher realm, your higher self, you are always connected to those because energy is all connected. It all plays off of each other. The myth, there's another side, or there's a veil between worlds. I hope you see that that's been busted. The truth is, you are 100% connected to all the realms that there are. It is bringing awareness to everything that you are. My second myth, that all mediums are psychics, fortune tellers, and mind readers. We've all seen on TV or experienced for ourselves where someone goes, "Oh, you can't be real. Oh, you are? Then what am I thinking? What's my question?" And then they don't say anything. They expect you to read their mind. Or they hear, "Oh, you're a medium? Well, then you must tell me the future." No. First of all, not all psychics are even mediums. Not all mediums are psychics. These words have meaning. And guess what? You are here to apply that meaning. So myself, personally, I go by intuitive medium. I do this because I saw myself running into people that kept saying, "Oh, tell me my future." And I'm not a fortune teller. But oftentimes we apply that meaning to the word psychic. psychic, or that's at least what I was doing, and that's what I was bringing into my awareness. I like intuitive because it's an invitation to everyone that we're intuitive. We are always connected 100% of the time. You get to decide what those meanings mean to you. What does medium mean to you? What does psychic mean to you? What does fortune teller mean to you? What does mind reader mean to you? Or you might want to keep going. What does gypsy mean to you? What does a crystal ball mean to you, right? We apply this meaning. We are taught, it is ingrained in us from a very young age that the meaning of objects or things or people or places is taught to us. It's time to release that. It's time to know that the meaning comes from within you and it comes from your experiences. We might all look at a definition from the dictionary, and we will read that definition differently based on our experiences, whether we're giving awareness to it or not. We also might hold different meanings within ourselves. There might be someone out there, and I have dear friends that love psychic medium. It says exactly what they are. And that's because they have that awareness. For me and for the other intuitive mediums that I know and all the other ones out there, well, can't group everyone together, but for the most part, it speaks to us, and that's what matters. But again, the myth is that we can tell the future or we can read your mind. Well, there's words for that, and those words have their own meanings. You don't have to worry about always telling the future. In fact, I always like to say that the energy I am reading is the energy for right now. We have free will, so things are ever changing. You get to decide what you follow. You get to decide the steps you take. You get to decide the energy you bring into your life. I am a big component for deja vu. I have this for myself all the time. But that is not me saying I am a fortune teller or that I can read the future. That's me knowing, for me personally, I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. So, again, you get to apply the meaning. And what beautiful power there is in that you get to hold this meaning within you and share it with the world. Okay, my third myth. My third myth is that it is not safe to be a medium. That there is energies out there that will attack us or take over us. The truth is, or my truth is, that you're always communicating in a safe place if you are connecting to your higher self. You are connected at all times to your higher self because you are your higher self. Your higher self is unconditional love, divine light. Going through this connection, you are always safe. You are always at home, and you are being your authentic self. One tip I have for connecting to your higher self is by getting names. I want you to get a name for your higher self and for your ego. That way, I like to think that you can ask your ego to be to the side, have that direct connection to your higher self. So go ahead, close your eyes if you feel comfortable, or you can keep looking at the screen or staring off into the distance. Whatever fits you is perfect. But I want you to introduce yourself to your ego. Ego often likes to talk first, so this is nice and easy. Go about your introduction however you see fit. Hi, ego. How are you today? What is your name? And sit with it. What is your name, ego? What may I call you by? And sit with it. Maybe you'll hear a noise right away. Maybe you'll get this feeling that your ego's name is this. One of my dear mentors, Sonia Chiquette, always used to call her, or does call her ego, her barking dog. Well, funny little story. I manifested my ego. Early on, when I was honing my intuition and connecting to all that I truly am, I was in a class with her, and there was an assignment to connect into what your ego is. And I thought, I'm pretty snarky. I feel like I'm a snarky cat. Like, those cats that sit up on the counter and just knock things off? That's kind of me. So she called on me and I said it. And she's like, that is a part of you, but your ego is a lazy labradoodle. And so I wrote that down. I drew a little picture and I left it there. I left it in my notebook. Well, fast forward a year, maybe 6 months. And without realizing it, I manifested my ego. I now am so happy to say I have a beautiful, lazy labradoodle. His name is Marley. He came to me through one of my earth angels. She nudged me in the right direction to this person, and then Marley became ours. After a process of trying to get a dog, we then had this loving, cuddly, lazy labradoodle. He sits by my feet as I speak. I didn't realize, because I had put in the back of my mind that she had said this lazy labradoodle, until I was in one of her next classes and picked up that notebook once more. And I read lazy labradoodle, and I saw my drawing, and I knew it was Marley. All of this to say that my ego's name is Marley. And it's very easy to know when I need to ask my ego to step to the side, or I call it telling him to go to work, because he knows when we work, it's time to lay down and be lazy so that I can hear my intuition, hear my connection to my higher self. That is one way to connect with your ego. Now, maybe you didn't hear a name just yet. Maybe you got a color, or it doesn't have to be just a normal human name. If anything came to you, amazing. If nothing came just yet, don't fret. You will take notice because you brought this awareness by listening, and you will know what your ego's name is for now. The beautiful invitation is it does not have to stay the same. It could be ever changing. Let's say right now you use the name Joe. Beautiful. Maybe in 6 months you're like, maybe it's Joanne. Maybe it's Jojo. Maybe it has nothing to do with Joe and his name's Carl. Awesome. We are ever moving. We are ever changing. And so are all the things around us, meaning our names. Just like sometimes we wake up and we might not feel like our name, our birth name. That's okay. We're ever changing. The goal is to be awake in the moment and be who you are right now. So right now, my ego's name is Marley. Now let's connect in with our higher selves. Go ahead, connect into your breath. I want you to envision this beautiful channel that goes through your body and up and out into the universe. I want you to see this channel in whatever color that speaks to you. For me, it is gold. I connect in to my higher self through this beautiful cord or channel, however you want to see it. And I breathe. So I invite you to breathe. And if you want to go ahead and close your eyes, if you haven't already opened them, do so now. And just like with our ego, I want you to state, and I hope you state this verbally out loud right now with me, because there is such power behind putting your thoughts into vibrational words, speaking them to the universe. So, higher self, hello, what is your name? What may I address you by? What can I call you for now? Higher self, I'd love to be connected with you more. How do I refer to you? And see what comes. Again, being gentle. If something didn't come right now, that's okay. We invite, if something didn't come right now, for signs and symbols or a message to come to us of what our higher self's name is, so that we may have this direct connection and know that we are always safe, we are always loved, and we are love. We go forward in this unconditional vibration of love. You can go ahead and open your eyes if you feel called to do so. That is one way that I know I am safe and I am connecting to my higher self. And I'll have a simple conversation. So for me, my higher self's name is Grace. That is for now, but it's been for a while. I know I am ever changing. So I'll tap in when I feel like my ego is in play. I'll say, Marley, let's go to work. Or Marley, or ego, I ask you to step to the side for now. I want to talk to Grace. Having that vibration, that thing that I can state out loud, helps me personally connect. And I hope you found some benefit. Now, if you didn't, that's totally okay. Maybe something else completely different came to you while I was talking. Follow that. That is your intuition. That is exactly why you're here at this summit, to follow and trust yourself. Other ways that you know you are safe is that you can state out loud, for my highest good and my highest good only. This is a way that I know that I am connected to only spacious, beautiful beings that I want to be in communication with. Oftentimes I see people, and I know I did this when I was first honing my intuition again. I see people that desperately want to be a medium, desperately want to connect, so they invite any frequency in, even if it is small and contracted, whether they want to be in communication with this or not. One time that's coming to my head right now is I was talking with a client that she so desperately wanted to know she could do this, that she was having these terrible nightmares. These nightmares of people dying these horrific deaths. And she would wake up and be like, I know these are people coming to me right now, and I know there is nothing I can do. You might sit there and be like, oh, well, that was her purpose. And I'm sure it was. It was to bring some awareness. However, she could have potentially had that awareness without having to go through that trauma of seeing those deaths, of being woken up at nighttime. I always invite only the highest and spacious as in the goal that we have for ourselves, or that I invite you to have. Oftentimes we talk about lower and higher, bad and good. I don't think this encapsulates everything that we're talking about. So when I say spacious, it's like getting back to our non-physical being, right? As a non-physical being, we can be everywhere and anywhere at all times. As a physical being, my physical body is here right now. I can feel my skin. I can feel my physical limits. I can also expand out, and I can feel to here. I can feel that my energy goes this far, and you can too. Let's do a little exercise on that right now. I want you to bring your hands together, and I want you to imagine this beautiful energetic ball. See if you can feel as if you have magnets in the palms of your hands. And where those magnets, as if you were holding them, start to repel and bounce back. Where they draw each other closer. And breathe into this. If you want to gently close your eyes, I want you to feel this beautiful energetic body that you are. Can you keep expanding that beautiful energetic ball out? Go as slow as quickly as you want. There is no right or wrong, just like there is no good or bad. There is whatever is perfectly divine for you. Keep feeling this energy, this force field that you are. How far can you go where you still feel that slight attract and repel? Can you keep going out? Can you feel your whole field? Maybe as far as your hands can go. Now science, for the people that are science mind, and those are beautiful. Science has proven we have this energetic field, and they have said that it goes out, proven that it goes out 6 feet around you. Well, I already said once before in this talk that all energy is everywhere, right? So wouldn't that mean that your energy is everywhere? Just keeps going out. So that's what I mean when I say be as spacious as possible. Keep feeling yourself going out, being all that you are. Can you feel yourself be in every area, every inch of the room you are in right now? Can you feel yourself take up your whole house? Can you feel yourself be as spacious as you're ready to be? Now, quantum physics is not something I have studied. However, my basic understanding is that when you boil everything down, everything is just a particle moving in its own space. So, can you feel all those particles that you are? Why I bring this up is because you might think, oh, I'm taking up too much space if I take up my whole house, right? There might be other people there, or pets, or belongings. All these particles can interact and be at their perfect state without having a negative or positive effect, right? They can just be. We don't have to put a judgment upon them. I invite you to be as spacious as possible. I know that was a bit of a tangent, but my intuition led me to talk about being spacious as opposed to contracted. So contracted, our hands are out here. Contracted, I'm a visual learner. So I like to think of you bringing your hands together, you squeezing as hard as you can, right? Have you ever been in a situation where it's almost nauseating to be in your own skin, where you just think, run? That's contracted. Have you ever been maybe yelling and feeling clenched, or your jaw is clenched? That's contracted to me. You can sit with this and decide what words you would like to apply to them. Maybe high vibration and low vibration works for you. Maybe good vibes and bad vibes works for you. Wherever you are is perfect. Back to how we know we are safe. A part of this myth and the truth and how I bust it is talking about healthy boundaries with spirit. Let's go back to that person I had talked about who said these terrible things would wake her up at night. You get to decide when you communicate with spirit. Yes, these contracted beings might always want to be talking, right? And of course, we are still human, so sometimes we'll engage and we'll hear it. But you get to decide. So one healthy boundary I love to set is that my sleep is my sleep. I state before I go to bed, I am not allowed to be woken up in my sleep. I know it is my time for healing, and that's what I want to focus on. A visual representation of this is clicking off your light. You are no longer bringing in all messages. Of course, you are always divine light, and you are not clicking that off. But hearing, communicating with spirit is what I'm clicking off. You have, of course, always connected to your higher self. What I like to do is I was once gifted this beautiful Tiffany lamp, and that's what I picture. You can, of course, picture any lamp that you have or a light switch. And I like to And this is why I say Tiffany lamp, because it has one of those pull cords. So you'll see me doing this. I like to click off my light. Before bed, I turn off that light just like I would turn off the actual lights around me, just like I would close the drapes so no lights come in. I click off my communication so that I may sleep peacefully and soundly. And I invite you to try this if it speaks to you. You get to decide when spirit communicates. So I like to say, I click off my light. I am no longer accepting messages. I sleep soundly so I may heal. I know that if I am in danger, I will be alarmed. Something will get my attention, but I know I am safe. I know I'm exactly where I'm meant to be. So I sleep soundly and deeply. And I clicked off my light and I'm ready to go to bed. I find that this helps somewhat. I have not mastered the overthinking at night, right? That space between right when we fall asleep and also right when we wake up. Oh, the beautiful, limitless ideas come to us. So yes, sometimes I will still channel. It just happens sometimes, and I'm okay with that. I apply no judgment to that. But I also know that I took that action of clicking off my light. In the morning, I wake up and say, Spirit, move me today for my highest good and my highest good only. I love doing that. I love putting energy behind that. You can, of course, come up with whatever speaks to you. Spirit, move me today for my highest good and best. Spirit, move me today for my best. Anything that comes to you right now is perfect. I invite you to try it if it speaks to you. I also then like to meet my guides around a campfire, and then I'll open up my drapes and say 3 things I'm grateful for so that I can be in the vibration of gratitude. So I know I step forward in this spacious, beautiful self that I am. Those are some tips for healthy boundaries with spirit. I hope something came to you that will help you know to your core you are safe. I would say there are beautiful, beautiful tools out there. Things like tarot and oracle cards and pendulums, they are all amazing and divine. My 4th myth I want to share with you, and this is where I really want to teach that you are already communicating with spirit. You are, I promise. The myth is that you have to be able to hear or see spirit to be legitimate. I've had many conversations before of people saying, I'm not a medium, I don't hear spirit. I'm not a medium, I don't see spirits. Well, just like you have all these beautiful senses, you have them for your clair senses as well. On my screen, you see now 8 clair senses. I connect in personally with the 8. I also love the number 8. So that might be why for now, that's what I connect in. But here on this screen, I'm giving you a little taste of what these senses are. Do you notice any that speaks to you? Can you identify what all of these senses are? Take a moment with this. Which one's standing out to you right now? And if you're looking at this and you just say, hey, Kai, these are simply just images. Perfect. That's totally fine. We are going to jump in. For now, let's go ahead and list our common 5 senses. We have sight, we have smell, we have taste, we have hear, we have touch. We also have more than that on this physical plane. But for some reason, we like to focus in on those 5. So we'll start right there. For those physical 5 that you have those in the clair senses. In fact, these are your 8 clair senses. Clairvoyance, clairaudience are the big ones. They're the ones most people have heard of. Many times people actually say, I'm clairvoyant, when they mean I'm a medium, or however they have applied that meaning, because once again, you apply the meaning. As you'll see here, I have the clairs for all these terms, these 8 terms that I connect in with. I also am showing you what these mean. Now, there's no test with this, right? Unless you're going to be calling yourself a clairtangent, you don't have to know those. So going forward, I'm going to say clear hearing, clear seeing, and so on. They are rather straightforward, but we're going to go through them so you can start to hear them, start to feel, be in this vibration. Clear seeing, clear hearing, clear feeling, clear smelling, clear tasting, clear knowing, clear emotions, clear touching, and as you'll see there, it is also known as psychometry. Those are the clairs. For me, I've applied the meaning that clair means clear. I can clearly connect through all times of being, whether that's me in my physical body, me in my energetic body, me in my spiritual body, me right now as all of those things together. That's why I put clear. Maybe it speaks a little differently to you. Maybe right now you're thinking, nope, there's 8 clair senses. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I've seen up to 13. But for me personally, it felt like they were repeating. And I know because I connect and work with these 8 clairs. So that's what I am teaching, because I am teaching from my personal experience. Those are our clair senses. And we are going to see which strongest are for you. Maybe it's one that's the clear winner. Maybe there's 3 that these really speak to you. Maybe all of them are there and you can acknowledge them, but you'd like to practice with them more. That is perfect. That is absolutely perfect. Go ahead now and get nice and comfortable. Breathe into this moment. Maybe you're sitting with a straight back. Maybe you're leaning back into your chair. Or maybe you want to go and lay down at this time. Whatever is speaking to you is perfect, so follow that. When you're ready, I want you to gently close your eyes. And I want you to take this beautiful breath and see it and feel it coming up through your feet. So let's breathe in now. Ready? Breathing in. And all the way up through our head. Breathing in, becoming a little bit more spacious. A little bit more connected to that breath. And up through our crown, the top of our head. Breathing in now, deep belly breath. And out. This time I want you to take a full body breath. Have that breath start at those feet and those hands and bring it on through. Gently connected to who you are, who you'll always be, who you've always been. I want you to take a journey with me now to connect in with our clair senses. With a gentle eyes closed, I want you to use your third eye your sense of imagination, and see yourself in your favorite kitchen. Maybe this is the kitchen you have right now. Maybe this is the kitchen from your childhood, or maybe a grandparent or someone dear to you's kitchen. Maybe this is the future kitchen you have been dreaming about. Wherever it is, I want you to be there now and look around. What all do you see? Can you see the sink and the oven? Take note of the floors and the ceilings and the walls. Really see yourself in this space, clearly seeing all that you're ready to take in about this beautiful kitchen. Now I want you to decide if you're in this kitchen alone or if someone is coming to join you. Either way is perfect. Maybe you prefer to be in this kitchen alone. And if so, go ahead and hear yourself. Turn on the water, hear the water run. You clearly hear this water run. Or maybe you can hear right now yourself turn on the oven. A little beeps to preheat that oven. Or maybe you're not alone and someone joins you now. That loved one walks in and they say hello, and you hear them clear as day because they are there with you. They are communicating and you hear them clearly. What do they say? How do you embrace? If there is someone in this kitchen with you now, go ahead and give them a hug. Feel them connecting with you. Feel yourself connecting with them. What does it feel like to be embraced in that beautiful hug? What does it feel like to feel their skin on yours? Or maybe they're not in their physical form. Maybe they're this energetic being, but even still, you can feel them. They are there. Maybe you're alone in this kitchen. That's perfect. You can do this the exact same way. I want you to feel, we're going to bake a special treat. Whatever comes to you now, that's what we're going to bake. And I want you to feel this in your hands. What does it feel like? It's dough in between your hands. Does it feel like to knead it or separate it or add in whatever you want in this beautiful dish? Going forward, I'll be talking about cookies. So I feel those cookies in between my hands. I've rolled out the dough. I've mushed it all up. I'm going to place those cookies on a tray. Feel yourself interacting with these now. So in this moment, when I said a special treat, you knew exactly what you wanted to make. You had your claircognizance of exactly knowing what you wanted to make. You already know. Also in this moment, you have clearly touched. You have touched that dough in between your hands. You have placed that tray, those cookies, soon to be cookies, on that tray. I want you now to pick up that tray, carry it over to the oven, and place it in. You open this beautiful warm oven and you feel the warmth. Just as if when you felt the person the embrace that you experienced. Now, when you picked up this cookie tray, maybe it was a cookie tray that has meaning to you. Maybe it's something you used to cook on or use to make cookies with your grandmother, let's say. Picking up that tray, this tray that you maybe in this physical form no longer have, but you could picture exactly if it had meaning to you. You picked it up and you had all these beautiful memories, all these times that you made cookies. Or maybe this is your future kitchen and you picked up this beautiful new tray and you had all these visions of what's to come. That is psychometry. We start to smell these beautiful cookies rise and form into their shape. Smell it all in right now. Clearly smell what those cookies smell like. Can you right now? Can you smell them? Does it make you feel all warm inside? Maybe bring you such joy. Maybe this was a long lost recipe that you haven't experienced in a while, and it brings you right back, and there's so much joy in that. Maybe it's this future cookie that you haven't even invented yet. The perfect amount of everything. Feel that joy in that. Clearly feel those emotions that it brings. Sit for a moment with these emotions that you are feeling in this kitchen, having this experience, possibly with a loved one, possibly all by yourself. That is perfect. Now for our last Clair sense, I want you to open that oven, really take in all the smells, place them out, let them cool. You're going to connect in with clairgustance. You're going to taste those cookies clearly. What do they taste like? Or if you're not a big cookie fan and this whole time you've been thinking of brownies or a different special treat, taste it now. Connect in with that clear tasting. And breathe. Because through this moment, you have connected in with all 8 Clair senses. And breathe. Let's go ahead and thank that kitchen and for giving you this experience. And thank that loved one if they joined you. Be so grateful you got to have this experience in this moment now. Come back to this physical body, giving yourself a wiggle, coming home, knowing you are safe, you are loved, you are loved. Now we explored these 8 Clair senses. And I want you to take note, which one felt effortless? Which one could you do standing on a tightrope in the middle of a city from 2 skyscrapers? Which one just felt completely effortless and limitless? Or which 3? Or maybe all of them did, because this was the first time you're experiencing it and you love it and you want more. Maybe this was hard, and that's okay. This either could be something you do multiple times to really keep strengthening those muscles just like you would in a gym. Or maybe there's a different exercise out there for you now. I invite you to grab a journal or a piece of paper that you can jot down. Which ones felt effortless? Which ones did I struggle with a little bit? Struggle in the sense that I felt a little contracted and I could bring more space to it. Which ones were you just like, nope, I can't smell them at all, or I can't feel them right now. Maybe I can't even picture it. Beautiful. You are bringing awareness to those. You are becoming more spacious in this moment by bringing that awareness. I am so excited for you. This was a journey through the Clair senses, and I thank you for joining me on this journey. I invite you, if it was fun, to keep practicing things just like this. You can go anywhere in the world, anywhere in the universe, and you can connect in with all your Clair senses. It is my favorite way to meditate, through guided meditation, and I invite you to explore it if you enjoyed this. Once again, that myth was that I have to be able to hear or I have to be able to see. My mother, who I am so grateful for, so very grateful for, because she has always guided me on this path, helped me come to my own realization by giving me the space of when I wanted to do this. A little bit about me. I have been hearing and communicating with spirits since I was a little kid, into the point where I thought everyone was doing it and no one was talking about it. I assumed, well, this is something we just don't talk about. So I turned myself away from this. I definitely saw, and I believe, that ADD kind of came up in my life because I was denying a part of who I am. So then through school, I kept denying who I was. In high school, was very depressed until my early 20s, when I decided it is time to reconnect to all that I am and all that I am ready to be. So back to my beautiful mother, who has been helping me as much as she can, but also giving me as much space, which I am so grateful for. We once had a conversation where she said, I can't hear, I can't see, I'm not a medium. And I said, but Mom, you just told me about your right leg and how you're getting this sensation as we talk about it. What about that? What about that sensation? Honor that. I tell you this story from a place of love. I love my mom dearly. And to know that I know she's a medium. She knows she's a medium. She knows she's intuitive and a channel and all the beautiful things, because we all are. And you no longer have to deny any part of yourself. You can be this beautiful, authentic being. And I hope going through these 4 myths has helped shed some light on this beautiful, authentic being that you are. You are magical. You've got this.